Welcome Sharon of the band Within Temptation to Linea Rock. It's an honor for us to have you here.
Thank you for asking me.
And to have you back in Milano. Okay, so 4 years passed between Heart of Everything and the new album, The Unforgiving. The sound of the band evolved a lot, with more keys, a lot of electronic elements. How did this evolution came about, and was that a choice, or it simply came during the recording?
What happened was, with the Heart of Everything, we finalized the sound that we have been working for many years. You want me to look in the camera?
Yes.
Yes, okay. With the Heart of Everything, we really finalized the sound that we had been looking for many years. And also the songs were written in a certain way. And we really had all those years a certain vision of how our music should sound like. And after that, we just felt like we need to go to a new direction, also because of the fact that we don't have anything to add to the Heart of Everything, where we felt like we did the best we could. And we just opened up ourselves to influences we had never used before, like very much the 80s when we were growing up and when we were 12 years old, for instance. And bands like Iron Maiden, Metallica, but also Kim Wilde or Chris Isaak, all kinds of music, and taking certain parts of it, just certain influences, not like really that it sounds like the 80s, but you just use some influences of it and make them in a modern way, sounding like 2011.
You also collaborated as a special guest with the famous DJ Armin van Buuren. I hope I spell it good.
Yes,
okay,
correct.
on the single In and Out of Love, and that was quite an unusual experience, I guess,
Yes.
for you. How did that happen, and do you think that that experience maybe influenced, in a sense, the new direction of Within Temptation?
What happened was, we were approached by Armin van Buuren many years ago, and he wanted to do a remix of our songs, and he had just gotten the title of being the worst remixer of dance music, actually, in Holland. And although his music is very good, but remixes, he was not that popular, and we were like not really into dance music at the time, and you know that negative award was not really promotional for him to make us decide in a positive way. And when we were a little bit a few years later, I felt like I really wanted to do something new, and I got to listen more and more to Armin van Buuren, and I really felt like he is really actually very good. But you know, by years you learn. And I approached him, and he was just ending a new album, and I felt like, okay, if I'm gonna do something, I don't want remixes, I just want to create a new song. And he sent me a track that he didn't like very much of his own. He felt like it wasn't finished or not the right way. He said, if you can do something better on it, you know, then let me hear it. And I did. I made a new vocal line for him, and he said like, okay, I love the vocal line, but I don't like the music where you sang it to, so I'm going to change the music. And he made a total new song. Well, more like he made new music underneath my vocal line, and it became In and Out of Love. And I must say that I loved the experience, and of course I learned a lot from that also, working with him and writing dance music, which isn't actually that far from writing normal songs. And yeah, of course you take every experience with you to the next creative thing that you do.
The Unforgiving is defined a concept album. Can you tell us more about this choice and the concept itself? And was it a long process to record it? How it goes?
The idea was that we wanted to base, well, we've always wanted to have a concept album for many years already, and it never really turned out the way we wanted to do it. Like the last time with The Heart of Everything, we had a cooperation with the Chronicles of Spellborn, which was an online internet game. And this time we wanted to have control over the release date of, you know, where we're going to base our album on. And this concept album we wanted to have, needed to have a very good story that we could get inspiration from. So we felt like what suits to the kind of music that we're making now. And we had a lot of 80s influences in our music in this album, and we felt, thinking back of the time that we were growing up, we came to the idea of a comic actually. And as we as kids read a lot of comics. So we developed one of our own, well at least we produced one, and we approached the comic artist from the Chronicles of Spelborn, Molenaar, which is a Dutch guy as well, and asked if he would do the artwork and if he knew like a script writer for us, and he gave us the name of Stephen O'Connell, who is an American and has a lot of experience for also writing strips, comics. I mean, strips is a Dutch word, by the way, so that's why. But anyway, he is. We approached him and I asked if he had any kind of story in mind, and he didn't have anything that really appealed to us directly. So we told him what kind of comics we liked, and what kind of movies we liked, and what kind of things we were expecting from him as a writer. And he came with a very basic idea, which was Mother Maiden, bringing back people with a past who are actually good people but made bad decisions, and wanted to give them a second chance in life. And to correct their fate for the future, actually. But of course, there's a very dubious kind of fate, because they have to kill in order to get their ticket to heaven, of course. So it's a grey area that everybody can think about.
The production this time is more powerful and clean than in the previous records. Actually, that's my point. And but it's still Daniel Gibson behind the desk again. Did you work on this choice with him? I mean, is he involved also in the creative part? Do you consider him a kind of band member behind the scenes, in a sense?
Not really a band member behind the scenes, but he is very important for us, absolutely. But also, in a way, he is Robert and he are best friends. It's like they really they write music together. They do all kinds of things, and he is a person that has. When we are talking about music, is it going to be?
No, it's
okay.
nice.
I'm sorry.
I'll
start again.
Okay.
Well, Daniel Gibson is very important for us. Exactly, that's totally right. We write music with him, but we also together. Produce the album. We give our ideas as well. It's like it's something, I don't know. You just grow together to a certain different sound and idea, and that's just something that the creative team that we have all together, the four of us, that is Robert, me, Daniel, and Martijn. That we just grew to a certain new idea actually together.
Yeah. Okay. And after 8 years, there was also a new lineup with the new drummer, Mike Coolen, is that right?
Yes,
okay. But he arrived after the recording sessions.
Yes.
Why this choice? I mean, you decided to have a session musician instead of choosing the new drummer before.
Well, because we chose Mike on a very late stage in the album process, because of the fact that we weren't sure if we wanted to have an audition, or if we wanted to immediately ask him, or we weren't sure what we were going to do yet, and we just wanted to actually focus on the creative process and just find a good drummer, and we found one in Sweden as well, and this just worked out also fine for us, so it's no problem. And the next album he will be, of course, on the album.
So you did not make any auditions for the drummer, or you did?
We did a few, but very selective. And finally, we also he wanted also to do an audition, and he did as one of the first. And also because we know him already, and he's actually a friend of the band already, it was of course much easier to choose for him. Although other people also had a lot of talent.
We heard that Robert is not doing the whole tour. Is that correct?
He's not doing the tour at all.
At all, okay.
No, yeah.
But sometimes he shows up.
Yeah,
right?
as a guest appearance, yes, sometimes.
Okay, and he's going to be here tonight?
Yes, but I'm not sure if he's going to perform though.
All right. Okay. So he stayed home to stay with the children, I guess.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
And also I heard to concentrate on writing new material. Is
Yes,
that
exactly.
correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
So we can expect something new very soon, or
Well, we've just started touring, and he's just started to started writing as well, and also not just writing. He also wants to focus on a movie, full-length movie about the unforgiving.
Yeah.
And of course, we taste now from the 3 short movies we made, and it went so well, and we had a really good creative team around us where we work with, and see if there can be a full-length movie as well for the future.
So you worked together a lot of years, you're a family. Do you miss him more as an husband or as a guitar player while you're on the road?
Well, both, of course, because he's like my right hand on stage.
All right.
Like when something goes wrong, I immediately always go to him. But now other people will take that place, of course. And of course I will miss him, but I know the other ones are also doing a very good job. So it's going to be okay. And of course, I miss him more as a husband, of course, in that case, yes.
And how did you came up with Stefan name? Is he a friend of the band as well, like Mike?
Yes. Stefan has always been in the background of Food Invitation, meaning being a sound engineer, working aside the band for many years, since the Silent Force, actually. He's also a friend of Daniel's.
All right.
So, yeah.
Okay. So that's the first name that came to your mind to call?
Well, yes, exactly, because we knew him already, and we know he's a fantastic guitar player, and we know him as a person, which is very important in the band, because you can't start from scratch again with somebody, and sometimes people start to react very strangely in the band when, you've known them for you know them as a person, or maybe not as a guitar player, and you don't know how they're going to react when they're on stage.
Yes.
With pressure and stuff, how people will deal with that, and we knew from both people they would just react the right way.
And between the new interesting songs, like In the Middle of the Night, Shot in the Dark, and Iron,
yes.
Which one do you think will be the next Within Temptation classic song?
A classic song. We said Shot in the Dark.
Yes, Iron. And In the Middle of the Night.
Wow, that's a good question. Maybe A Demon's Fate.
Okay. All right, we can accept that.
Okay.
And which was the reaction of the die-hard fans to the new Within Temptation sound? Especially we know with particular songs like Sinet,
yes.
For example.
Yes.
Was that hard? Which kind of reactions did you feel?
Well, I must say that everybody really liked the album, and we had less criticism than ever actually on this album than on previous ones. So I think we've headed the right direction with our album. Also, that our fans are very happy with the way we sound with this album. I don't know, maybe it's because there's so much. It's a very diverse album, which makes it less boring, I think, to my opinion, and I think the fans feel that way, the same. And on the end, it's also a heavy album. There are a lot of riffs. It's not short songs. They're surprising. So I think they're happy. At least that's what I think.
Okay, so from 1996, you've grown a lot. You've done a lot of things. The road has been long, and we hope it will be even longer than that. Do you feel that you changed a lot, vocal-wise, artistically, creatively? How do you feel yourself now compared to the early days?
I think we've learned a lot. When we started, we were just a hobby band, and with having no big wishes or anything, just playing and doing what we liked, and we still do that actually. But we just learned from every album, and also especially that you shouldn't be afraid of new influences, and just go with what feels right. And I think that's why we're still here today, and I think people still like our music in a way. Of course we've changed, but it's also naturally, nobody is the same person as 13 or 15 years ago, and so.
And if you have to pick 3 singers, male or female, in rock or in music in general, that has been a main influence for you and that you respect the most, which one would you pick?
Oh, that's
Which 3?
difficult.
Which
Which 3? I don't think that really anybody really influenced us that much, but you know, not that I can clearly pick out like this, or
All
this.
right.
But well, if I have to name anyone, it would be Paradise Lost, I think, because that was one of the first bands we listened to, and they were one of the first bands combining, you know, the growling voice with an opera singer. It was just one song, or 2 songs, and it was, and also the sound they had was really something we were like, wow, you know, because it was only death metal, and then there was this band, and they used melody and also this female vocal, like 1 or 2 songs on, and that was really like ding.
Yeah.
Like, hey, that's cool. But yeah, we combined it with a lot of other influences again, but they were very much an eye opener for us. Yes.
All right. So you pick that, and that is one.
Yeah, that's one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, that was the main influence. I think maybe also Dead Can Dance.
All right.
Because they gave us the influence of the cinematic kind of sound that we loved so much, but also the Celtic things that we like so much, and which are in our music throughout the years. And what else? Yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay.
For Robert, I know it was Marillion.
All right.
Yeah, that was very different. Yeah, that was for him the band, and he has always been one of the main writers within the band. I think that's also an important influence.
So we know Sharon, the performer, very well. Very sweet, intense, passionate. And how is Sharon as a mother at home? Very different or similar?
I think the Sharon at home is quite similar, but then of course in different aspects, of course.
Okay.
But, yes.
And how is the new show? I saw the stage, which is stairs and everything. And which classics of the new album do you think that fit the classics from previous albums better in the new set?
Well, to be honest, it's like the strange thing is that if you listen to all the albums and we play them live together with the new songs, they don't differ that much.
Okay.
And I don't know why that is, because maybe we still have the same kind of melancholy kind of feeling to the songs, and also, well, because we have a certain structure of writing songs, maybe also, and yeah. I think when you play things live, it blends even better than when you listen to the albums, because production does intend to give the feeling that the albums are very different, but when you play it live, it just blends very well.
Okay. Last question. Did you expect a so huge success back in the early days, and how do you live that? I mean, is that heavy to carry, or it's something that can be good for a band? It's more positive or negative? What do you think?
We never thought that we would have any success. We were just like as we started, we were a hobby band and just, you know, trying things out and being happy with what we were doing and having our, you know, education beside the bands, and first graduating first and not going on tour like, woohoo, we have success, now we go on tour.
Yeah.
But no, we just finished our schools, had our jobs, and then when there was really a reason to go professional musician, we did, because that's our passion, of course. And but we never had the big success like some bands had in the scene. But it's more like we grew gradually to a certain level, and I think there was a more healthy way also, because when you go like this, you can only go down. Yeah. And for us, we're still climbing. And we're very comfortable at where we are now. You know, we play nice venues, we have very cool fans, and we can still do this professionally, and you know, and also invest a lot in our show still. And there's so we're very happy with what we have, and we don't have, you know, like, we just want to continue this for another several years, hopefully.
Right.
Yeah.
And do you have any special message for the Italian fans that gave you another sold-out night? So it's going to be hot tonight. So
Well, it's a big honor going from the small stage here to the big stage and seeing that you have spread the word of rehabilitation to your friends, and I hope you will have a wonderful night tonight. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Sharon.
Grazie mille.